Hey, this is Michael Lindsay from Vinyl MX. I'm out here testing the Yoshimura RS-12 stainless aluminum exhaust system on the all-new 2024 Kawasaki KX450. This is a bike pretty much coming out of everybody's shootout. Every initial test was like, new chassis is phenomenal. The suspension's a lot better. The bike is fun to ride, but it's not that fast. And I hate to say that about a 450, but it's true. It's very lethargic. It is very linear. It's very drawn out. It's very easy to ride, but it is lethargic. The recovery character is not fantastic. You have to rev it pretty hard. I use a lot of clutch on it. So ultimately, I've been trying to just find ways to get more low to mid out of this bike, to get more torque character, to get better initial right off the crack of the throttle power, but without it getting jerky or disconnected. So the guys from Yoshimura worked on this system quite a bit. I know they actually ran through a lot of head pipe variations trying to find, again, that initial boost in power. It seems like everybody that builds an exhaust for this KX is very easily able to get more mid to top out of it. The stock exhaust is so restrictive. We're back to seeing stuff like 2-3 horsepower gain, but they really went to work on the head pipe to try to get good low to mid character. And what they found when they dynoed this bike is they're seeing anywhere from 5, 6, 7 horsepower gain across the range, mostly in the mid range. But what I really noticed was the torque initially. Really good roll-on character, really good connection though, not jerky in the corners. It still has that linear character, but instead of feeling so lethargic and then kind of catching up and pulling, it has right the crack of the throttle, more of a connected feel, rolls on a lot easier. And ultimately, even though that power is there earlier, it's actually a little bit easier to ride than the stock bike because you're not kind of waiting for it to come up. I find myself on the stock setup having to use a bit of clutch because if I just go for throttle roll on, you kind of have a bit of a dead spot. And you all of a sudden, you're in the corner, you're leaning too much, you're going for the foot dab because the power hasn't picked up, and then it picks up and it's pulling you up and you're just kind of getting off balance, to put it bluntly. You're kind of working that, trying to figure out when to use the clutch. And I'm not a big clutch guy. I try to be just nice roll on the throttle, nice throttle control, try to be easy on the bike. The Yosh really allowed me to do that, allowed me to get off the clutch, allowed me to carry third a little bit more in corners. Again, that pickup's a lot better. The mid-range is really strong on this bike as well. It picks up through the R's a lot quicker, so I can get up into third gear, even fourth on some tracks. For the stock bike, I feel like I'm really trying to stretch out the gear before I can get into the next one. It doesn't seem to get through the power quick enough. The Yosh gets through it, but not so fast that it's blowing through the power. It's getting through just the right amount. Up top, it's better than stock. I have tested a couple other exhaust systems. There are some other aftermarket systems I think are a little bit better from the mid to top range. The Yosh is still better than stock up there, but it's also pretty quiet. The stock pipe is very quiet. The Yosh is very quiet and mellow, and I kind of tone that part of the top end not feeling as open. If you pop the insert out of this, I felt like the top end was better, but the low end gets worse, which doesn't surprise me with the back pressure. Assembly super easy in the sense of their joints are really well made, all their flanges, their rubber mounting. The only negative, and this is on Cowie, the center port exhaust on this is in a terrible place. You can access it from one side, one of the head pipe flanges, bolts you can get with a standard T-handle. The other side, you need a wobbly socket or an end wrench. It's just a nightmare. The only thing with the Yosh that makes it a little bit harder to install is they use pipe springs to hold their head pipe into the flange. So you kind of have to hang those off the flange before you install it. Otherwise, they're a little bit tough to get in there. But other than that, actual fitment, bend, everything is fantastic. Personal experience always with the Yosh products. Yeah, the cans are a little bit on the big side. They're nice and quiet. They have a lot of packing. They retain that packing really well. They don't build heat too much, and they're a really good quality product over time. My only other negative with this is it is currently only available in a stainless aluminum system. There is not a tie option for this. There's enough demand for this bike, they may make a tie down the road, but right now stainless aluminum is the only system available. So you get the cost savings by sticking with that, a little bit more durability, but if you really want to spend your money, if you want to get the nicest thing out there, get something lighter, you don't have that option with the Yoshimura. The other last little note, if you look at the exhaust sticker on mine, it is green. That is different from Yosh. The standard exhaust still ships with their standard red and white logo. This green sticker is an optional one. They're doing a bunch of colored options for different OEMs this year that you can order on the site when you are ordering your exhaust system. So again, Yosh overall, better throughout the range, most of that gain being low to mid. Pickup is better, torque, roll-on torque, RPM build is better. Top is a bit better, but I still think could be a little bit better up there, but most of that gain is low to mid on this pipe. If you have any questions, any thoughts at all, throw them in the comments section below, and thanks for watching.